What if the scariest thing in horror isn't a monster? What if it's God? Or the devil? Or worse, the idea that neither is coming to save you? Religious horror hits differently. It doesn't just scare you, it questions your beliefs. So today I'm counting down my top 5 religious horror movies, films about possession, prophecy, cults, and cosmic evil that feels disturbingly real. Let's get into it. But I do have one quick rule. These aren't just movies with priests in them. These are films where faith itself is central to the horror. Belief creates the fear, doubt fuels it, and sometimes destiny seals it. So let's jump in. The Wicker Man. We're starting with folk horror at its absolute peak. A devout Christian police officer travels to the remote Scottish island to investigate a missing child, only to discover a pagan community with its own rituals, traditions, and gods. What makes The Wicker Man so disturbing isn't violence, it's conviction. No one on that island thinks that they're evil. They believe they're right, and that's what makes it even more terrifying than anything else. This movie is a battle of belief systems, Christianity versus paganism, and it never tells you which side is the safest bet. The slow burn builds towards one of the most haunting endings in all of horror history. Hell, even in all of just film history anyway. No cheap jump scares, just dread, and the inevitability. If you like atmospheric horror that crawls under your skin, this is essential. Now, if The Wicker Man is about clashing religions, this next film asks something even more unsettling. What if evil isn't spiritual at all? What if it's scientific? Prince of Darkness. John Carpenter's most underrated horror film in my eyes. It is brilliant. So a group of scientists, they're invited to study a mysterious cylinder hidden beneath a church. Inside it, a swirling green liquid that may contain the literal essence of Satan. But here's the twist. This film treats God and the devil like cosmic entities, possibly alien intelligences from another dimension. Does that ring any bells? Event Horizon. It blends quantum physics with theology, dream messages from the future, subatomic evil, reality breaking down around them. The horror here isn't just possession. It's the idea that evil might be built into the structure of the universe. It's cold, it's existential, and it leaves you feeling very small after you've watched this movie. Before we hit the top 3 though, folks, if you're enjoying this list, let me know your number 1 religious horror film in the comments below. Also, like and subscribe. Now, this next one, it's pure prophecy, nightmare fuel. The Omen. What if the Antichrist was your son? That's what The Omen is about, inevitability. A diplomat unknowingly adopts a child who may be the Antichrist, and one by one, biblical prophecies begin to unfold, mysterious deaths as well. Priest issues warnings, signs from the Book of Revelation coming true. What makes this movie terrifying though isn't spectacle, it's destiny. You can't argue a prophecy, you can't arrest fate, and the more the Father tries to deny it, the worse it actually gets. There's something deeply unsettling though about horror where the ending feels pre-written. It just feels wrong, and if it is pre-written, you have no power over the outcome. That's what makes it unsettling and literally frightening overall. Prophecy horror is external. Now this next film is far more intimate. It's about isolation, gaslighting, and realizing that people closest to you may be part of something unholy. Rosemary's Baby. Now this is psychological religious horror at its finest. Young woman moves into a new apartment with her husband. She becomes pregnant and slowly she begins to suspect that everyone around her, including her husband, may be part of a satanic cult. There's no loud exorcism scenes. There's no spinning heads. Just pure paranoia. And the horror of not being believed? The film traps you in Rosemary's perspective. You feel her isolation, her confusion, her fear that something is deeply wrong and that no one is out to help her. No one. Religious horror doesn't get more personal than this. It's about trust being corrupted, motherhood being weaponized against them, faith being manipulated. And that final scene? Ice cold. Ugh. So let's see. We've had pagan, cosmic Satan, the Antichrist, and a satanic conspiracy. But none of them hit as hard as number one. Because number one isn't just about possession, it's about doubt. The Exorcist. This is the blueprint. Young girl becomes possessed. Two priests attempt an exorcism, but beneath the horror is just something much, much deeper. We have a crisis of faith. Father Karras doesn't just battle a demon, he battles his own doubt. The film takes evil seriously. It doesn't treat it like spectacle, it treats it like something ancient, intelligent, and patient. Even decades later, it feels grounded, raw, serious, and also just uncomfortably believable. And that is why it still works over 50 years later. It's not just about a demon in a bedroom. It's about what happens when faith is tested, and whether belief can survive the confrontation. There's reason why this film changed horror forever. Religious horror works because belief is powerful. It shapes identity. It shapes your morality. It shapes your fear as well. And when horror taps into that, it hits deeper than almost any other subgenre. These are just my top 5 religious horror movies. Now I want to know, which film shook your faith the most? And what shall I cover next? Possession horror? Cult horror? Apocalyptic horror? If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more horror rankings and deep dives, folks. And remember, sometimes the scariest thing isn't evil, it's believing in it. Sleep well.